Children on flying broomsticks during a game of Quidditch. A troll stomping the hallways at Hogwarts. Those are just a couple of the scenes that call on the expertise of special effects wizards. Now sit back as we take a behind-the-scenes look at Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. One of the most impressive scenes in the movie is the Quidditch game.
Obviously, Quidditch was difficult only in time because Quidditch took 6 months to shoot, and it is, people are saying, the most, a lot of people's favorite scene in the film.
Sean M. Smith is a writer for Premiere Magazine. He was one of a select number of journalists permitted on the set.
They've been very, very secretive about that, about the special effects, and rightly so, I think, because viewers really don't want to know exactly how everything was done before they see the film.
Ron, you don't suppose this is going to be like real Wizard's chess, do you?
You there, D5!
Harry Potter was shot at various locations in the United Kingdom and on 9 sound stages in Hertfordshire, England.
The sets are so extraordinary. I mean, Stuart Craig has done the most amazing job because they're overwhelming, and I'm sure everybody who reads the book will have their own different ideas in their heads because in actual fact there aren't any illustrations in the book.
Director Chris Columbus sometimes used more than 4 cameras all operating at once to achieve some magical moments.
A lot of these kids had never had any film experience whatsoever. I mean, 2 of the kids, Emma and Rupert, I don't even think did any television commercials or anything. So they came onto the set surrounded by lights and crew members, and there was an intimidation factor.
Was I nervous? Yes, I was very, very nervous. You wouldn't believe the nerves I had.
Well, to start off with, I was really nervous because it was all new to me. And but the crew and the director, they were just so nice. They made you feel at home. It was really good.
The method, I used in directing these kids was to start the cameras rolling, waste a little film, and I would talk to the kids before I would say action on film. So I would be directing them on film. Not me, I wasn't standing with them, but I was behind the camera directing them. Called action right away so they would be in the moment. If I talked to them and then walked back to the camera, the kids would be talking about WWF and the latest pop single that they heard.
I'll say 1, 2, 3, and action. The food appears. Set. 1, 2, 3, action!
It wasn't long before the kids got the hang of it, and the young thespians even went so far to offer a bit of encouragement to a veteran actor.
I read the scenes with them, and they played it, and they read back. And when I'd finished the reading, the little boy playing Ron Weasley turned to me and said, "Mr. Harris," I said, "Yes." He said, "That was quite a good reading." He said, "I think you'll be quite good in this part." An 11-year-old, can you believe it?
Even though the kids get to a professional level while filming, they couldn't resist, well, just being kids.
Robbie Coltrane has a little mobile, and he is always leaving about everywhere.
Coltrane plays the Hogwarts groundskeeper, Hagrid.
So Dan, Rupert and I snuck up behind him, took his phone.
I changed Robbie Coltrane's phone language to Turkish.
Which doesn't sound so radical until you start thinking, so how do you change it out of Turkish? Well, you have to know the Turkish for find language, don't you? And then you have to know the Turkish for find change language. So there wasn't anybody Turkish about.
Richard Harris plays Professor Dumbledore, a role that did not come naturally.
When I thought, how am I going to play this part, I thought the secret of playing it was don't intrude. Don't create a discipline of the anti-actor. Don't act. The happiest man on earth would look into the mirror and see only himself, exactly as he is.
So then it shows us what we want.
I knew my voice was too strong. This is a 71-year-old voice, and Dumbledore is 200 or something or other. So I then practiced on a tape recorder different ways, different rhythms, different energies, softness, loudness, different tones.
While Harris was perfecting his character, the director was dealing with creatures, both alive and computer-generated.
My favorite scene in the film is the chess scene, because to me, every theme, you know, every theme sort of comes at a crossroad at that point, and every moment in that scene is about friendship and courage and sacrifice.
I loved the train scene to do, because we got to eat all these sweets, and it was wicked. There was Bertie Bott's Flavor Beans, chocolate frogs. There was just, it was brilliant.
I had the troll scene. It was great fun. I had lots of stunts to do, and it was just something really fun.
My favourite scene to see was probably the final chamber, because it's really epic in size and pretty scary too.
You'll be okay, Harry. You're a great wizard.
Coming up, the Harry Potter craze hits stores.
You know, next month, toddlers will be chewing my head off.
Now, Harry Potter may just have the magic formula for printing Muggles' money. Up to this point, author J.K. Rowling has been very selective about which merchandise bears the Harry Potter likeness. However, with the film coming out, don't be surprised if youngsters are wild about everything Harry. From board games to action dolls, from gift baskets to stuffed animals, there's a lot of Harry Potter stuff on store shelves.
There is merchandising, a lot of it, but a lot less than normally you would have for a big sort of tentpole holiday picture like this.
I'll fight you! Neville, I'm really, really sorry about this. Petrificus totalis.
Warner Brothers is promoting the movie and also owns the merchandising rights. The company is marketing Harry Potter with caution, hoping it won't oversaturate the market.
There could be a certain level of backlash, which is too much stuff. I mean, kids are pretty savvy when it comes to thinking stuff is cool, but if they see too much of it, if they get inundated, even a short time period, they might say, you know, it's not cool any longer. I'm not going to see this.
With plans in the works for 3 Harry Potter movies, one thing the studio did agree to was lifelike action figures.
It's really, really weird to see myself as an action figure. You know, next month, toddlers will be chewing my head off, you know?
I think mine looks very like me, actually. I'm very pleased with mine. I feel really, really privileged, because how many boys my age get to be an action figure or on a bus or on a billboard?
And this is only the beginning for Daniel and his co-stars. They start shooting the second Harry Potter movie in a few weeks.
The second one is going to be funnier and scarier, so it's going to be even like the first one on a kind of bigger scale, I think.
As far as the next book in the series, J.K. Rowling is working on book 5 with plans to release it next summer. Some of the actors have already talked with the author about what's ahead for their characters. Any hints of what's going to happen with you and your character?
Well, it's all in the books. It's all in the books. And the books, the scripts will be 100% true to the films will be true to the books as the first one was.
What's to come after this?
Absolutely no idea. I'm just going to take it one film at a time.
Did the author tell you when we might expect 5, 6, or 7, and any hints about those?
No.
Okay.
But I don't really want them, because I think it'll kind of spoil the surprise.
I thought she's gone. Probably thinks this door's locked. It was locked, and for good reason.
Well, that's it for E's Wild About Harry special. I'm David Adelson in London. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Well, Dave looks like he's having a good time in London. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brooke Burke here with you all evening on Hollywood's Hottest Night. Now, things are starting to heat up here at the Cat Club on the Sunset Strip, and it's going to really heat up at 10 when I count down the sexiest men in showbiz on my new show, Rank. But right now, it's time for a story about lives that are so filled with twists and turns that they could only be lived in Hollywood.